Hi everyone, this is Shauna. So last month I went to Sri Lanka for a solo trip. It was for 4 nights and 5 days, and I stayed in Colombo and Galle. So I have made a day-wise video covering my travels from each and every day. So make sure you watch those videos. But apart from that, I have been getting a few requests on Quora, especially to make a proper video on the budget. So in this video, I will be covering all the expenses, all the possible expenses that you might incur in Sri Lanka, and I'll try to give you an overall idea about the budget that you might be prepared for if you're planning to visit Sri Lanka. So first is flight. Okay. So flights, especially from the south of India, is cheap. Okay. Make sure you book the round way tickets, not the do not buy the tickets separately for the 2 ways. Go for a round way trip. It will cost you much less money. So if you are planning to buy a ticket from Chennai, it will be the cheapest ones. When I was traveling, my flight from Chennai to Colombo was around 12,000 rupees. But I had to fly from Kolkata to Chennai as well. So overall, my flight from Chennai to Colombo and back cost me around 23,500 rupees. Okay, but if you are staying in Chennai or adjoining areas, it will be a lot cheaper for you. Try to book the tickets in advance. So for me it took 3.5k, but for you it might go a little cheaper as well. Now I booked Indigo, but if you're flying with Sri Lankan Airlines, it will be a little costlier, but you get a lot more facilities over there as well. So it's more like it's more like you have to decide between comfort or budget. Next is visa. So I have made a proper video on the visa procedure for Indians. So I'll ask you to go through that video. It should be on my Sri Lanka playlist. Now visa cost is $20, and they charge you another $1 for the processing fee and the GST and all that. It comes around $21, and at the time when I booked it, it was around 1,750 rupees in Indian currency. It will depend on the current dollar conversion rate basically. Then is SIM card. So you have variety of options for SIM cards. I'll ask you to go with Dialog, because Dialog gives you the best coverage all over the island. I got a 30 GB plan, okay, and it cost me 1800 Sri Lankan rupees, which is around 515 rupees in Indian currency. You have a cheaper plan as well, and you have a more expensive plans as well. For me, I found this one to be the best one, so I went for it. Then is transfers from airport. So airport transfer is a little costlier, you might say, because the airport is in Negombo, which is around 50 kilometers from Colombo city. So you have to if you're planning to go by a bus, it will be a little difficult, because you have to take an auto to the bus stand. From the bus stand you have to go to Colombo Fort, and from Colombo Fort again you have to take an tuk-tuk to your hotel. Instead, if you get a cab, you can directly get one from the airport, and they will drop you directly to the hotel. Now in Indian rupees, based on where your hotel is in Colombo, in Indian rupees you can estimate around 1,500 rupees per way for the hotel. So my hotel fare came around my commute to the hotel fare came around 3,000 rupees for both ways, going to the airport to the hotel and hotel to airport. So that was 3,000 rupees. Coming to hotels are not very expensive, but it again depends where you are planning to stay. Now I stayed at a 5-star hotel for 1 day, I stayed at a 3-star hotel for another day, and I stayed at a 4-star hotel for 2 days. So I'll just give you the ranges that you might expect. So first day I stayed at the 5-star hotel. That cost me 7,062 rupees. This is in Indian currency, by the way. 7,062 rupees for the 5-star one. The 4-star one cost me 3,200 rupees per night. I stayed there for 2 days. And the 3-star hotel in Galle, it cost me 2,020 rupees. Okay. So overall it came around 7,000 plus 2,000 plus 6,000, it's around 15,500. Okay, came around for my hotels only. That was for 4 nights, by the way. 4 nights, 15,500. But if you're staying in hostels, you will get hostels around 1500 rupees per day as well. If you plan to stay in proper 3-star hotels, you will get around 2000 rupees per night as well. Coming to food, if you're planning to, if you're not planning to go to 5-star restaurants to have, luxurious and exotic food in general in Sri Lanka is very cheap. My entire expense for the 4 nights and 5 days cost me 3100 rupees. And by the way, my breakfast was not included in any of my hotels. So I had breakfast, lunch, evening snacks, and dinner for 4 days. Okay, and the entire thing cost me 3100 rupees. Meanwhile, I also did some shopping from the nearby shops. So my snacks bill is showing up as 700 rupees. So 700 plus 3100, 3800 rupees. This includes food plus water, by the way. When you are traveling, I would recommend have bottled water. Don't rely on water here and there. Get bottled water. Get water is pretty cheap as well. Then is Uber. Getting around Sri Lanka in Uber is the best way. So my entire commute took me around 1500 rupees for 4 days, by the way. So it's super cheap. I mean, I remember the auto fare never exceeded 200 Sri Lankan rupees, by the way. So it's like never cross 60-70 rupees for any of my journey. So getting around Sri Lanka is very cheap. So 1500 rupees for 4 days comes around 400 rupees per day. So it's good. I won't say it's super cheap, but yeah, it's not expensive either. I went to Gaul, by the way, one day. So it cost me 800 Sri Lankan rupees for the bus ride per way. So that was around 1600 rupees for the round way. Yeah, 1600 rupees, which comes around 470 rupees in Indian currency. So the entire trip. Now I'm not talking about the souvenirs that I bought, because those are personal expenses. Based on your budget, you will be planning the souvenirs. Besides the souvenirs, including the flight, visa, SIM card, airport transfers, hotel, food, water, Uber, entry fees, bus tickets, and everything, my entire budget cost me 50,290 rupees. So if I took the currency conversion at 3.6 at the time when I was going. Right now it is a little cheaper. Okay, so you will get so it's around 3.5. Sorry, it's around 3.6, 3.7 right now. So 50,200 rupees will come around 49,500 rupees, something like that at this point of time. But yeah, when I was there, it was around 50,290 rupees for the entire trip. Now, if you're going, this was a solo trip, so the entire cost was in for me. But if you're going with another person, with a friend or family member, you can share the hotel costs. So that will be just half. You can also share the Uber costs, so that will also come down. Other expenses will be just the same, but yeah, 50,000 should be coming around maybe 35 to 40,000 rupees per person. Anyway, so yeah, that was all about it from the this video. I hope you must have got an idea about the budget. Sri Lanka is quite cheap if you compare it to other places. I was planning a rough budget for Thailand, and it was coming around 60 to 70,000 rupees per person. I am planning the trip next month, so stay tuned for my Thailand series. But let's not spoil this video with the Thailand one. So I'll keep that Thailand trip video in a separate playlist. The Thailand budget will be a separate video. But yeah, Sri Lanka in 50,000 rupees is a steal deal, I would say. And I explored Colombo for 3 nights. I stayed in Gaul for 1 night, and there was half a day in for the flights from India to Sri Lanka and back. So if you're planning for an international trip and you're not very high on budget, Sri Lanka can be a great deal for you. And if you have any questions, let me know. Let me know in the comments. You can easily reach out to me on Quora as well, and I'll try to answer the doubts for you.